Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks so much for doing this.
Oh, no problem. I'm excited to do it and look at some of the games.
Yeah, they're
I
pretty
guess
bad.
they're bad.
No,
How
like
much of have this patch have you played?
not really that much. Honestly, this
Okay.
set I've been like struggling to find my motivation to play. Like for reference, I think I've
Okay.
played like 300 games, which normally by this point I would be closer to like 700 probably if I was playing
I
at like my
see.
normal pace. Um
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this is the first patch that I've actually found like my play style is a little bit more welcome, which I really like to like play a lot of different things. Whereas
Okay.
before I was kind of just like forcing Corki because it felt like that's what you were supposed to do.
Y- Gotcha.
But
Yeah, I was looking at your
now I
match
don't
history and it seems
know
like
how
you
to find my
play.
spot. So
Okay.
yeah,
It seems like
sorry.
you play a lot of Zaya and Corki
That's like
from what I was looking at.
that's basically all I've been doing. Like, like Ripple
Okay.
was making fun of me at the beginning of the set because he's like, I feel like all your VODs we were reviewing are just creative ways to play Zaya. And I'm like, um, maybe.
I see. I see. All roads lead to Zaya. Okay. So you feel like there's a little bit more flexibility on this patch, and it sounds like you like to try to play multiple things.
Yeah.
Do you not like playing contested?
I don't mind being one way contested, but I don't really
Okay.
want to be like more than that. Or if it's like a three cost reroll, maybe like I don't want to be contested at all.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha, gotcha.
I also
Cool.
was curious and I was like particularly wanted your coaching because you do very well on ladder. And I don't know if like my wideness is maybe kind of a detriment. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about just like your experience playing ladder because I don't think I'm
Hmm.
a bad player, but I do struggle on ladder a lot. So
Okay.
yeah. And that yeah.
What do you think you struggle with on ladder?
Honestly, I think my indecision is like a very, very big weak point. To because
Okay.
to the point where I'm just like, even I just played a game. I mean, it was an emblem game to be fair, but like I spent almost half the game thinking, okay, I'm gonna be playing
Thinking
Nami,
about what to
and then
play.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, like I'm actually gonna play the Shepherd board, and then like at one point I
Okay.
had like a mix of both boards like on my board. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. I totally know what you're saying. I feel like I mean even top challenger players do that. Like some people can be indecisive versus like some players like Robin where they just like pick a line on 2-1 and commit to it.
yeah,
So I think yeah, I think indecision can be detrimental, especially on ladder, because then you can like end up not doing things that you might do if you were like committed to a line or whatever. But we'll see that in certain VODs as they come up.
I
But
literally played better when I was just playing Corky, and that makes me feel horrible. You
I
know,
see, I see. Okay, yeah. I mean, it probably sounds like obviously I think every game is probably not supposed to be a quirky game. So
not
it
anymore.
sounds like yeah, not anymore. It sounds like maybe we could work on like trying to decide your line by
Yeah.
like maybe I think typically trying to know your line by 2-5 is
Oh,
really good because that's like when you would pick your component. But not every game allows you to do that. And I like to give the rule that 3-2 is like
you
kind of
have to
when you need
know.
to
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of when you got to pick. But the earlier the better. Like sometimes you're committed on 2-1 just depending on if you have emblems or other scenarios, right?
Yeah.
But I would say like 2-5 and then but yeah, we can look and work on like line selection by those breakpoints and kind of play it out. But let's get into the VOD and
Yeah,
see.
that would be so good.
Okay.
Because it's
Um,
stressful, man. Indecision's a silent, not so silent killer.
yes, it is. It definitely is. I think some of the worst games, and I think the consequence of indecision, a lot of times is that you'll bleed out a lot of HP on stage three,
Yes,
um,
exactly.
because you are hesitant on like either leveling or buying units or slamming items to like be strong because you don't know what you're playing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and that actually is a good point that I should bring up. I actually used to be like an only tempo player because I was taught by, I mean, I'm sure you know Saint Vicious and he's very good at fast nining and he originally taught me
uh-huh.
that the way to climb out of a low elo is to just tempo, like just slam whatever, and like I was like the
I
TF
see.
patch, right? So like didn't like items
Yep.
like didn't really matter, and I was just slamming whatever, and then that actually became a weak point for me because I was like basically tempoing throughout the game, but then I had no money. Like there were people in my
Yep.
chat being like, "Why are you upgrading like everything on your board? Like your econ is horrible." So and then I
I
started
see.
going the other way where now I'm not slamming anything. So you'll kind of see I have
Okay.
I still have an
We can
identity
go,
crisis.
I guess, a lot of the things we'll do, I guess, in this VOD is I'll probably just ask you a lot of like fundamental questions or like what you would think. Because I do think like every single decision you make on stage two sets up your stage three and stage four, and there usually needs to be like kind of an analytical way of thinking or like backing behind each decision. So whether that be like leveling, um, or your augment choice or slamming items and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So we'll kind of go through this and kind of see. So here, first thing is you probably just want to get as much info as possible. So you know, like, okay, I'm gonna have tiny dupes and a lesser dupe coming. That's fine. You can basically do anything with this one, right?
Yeah.
Not too much info, and then we'll see the gods potentially.
Yeah, I tried to find the gods in my outplayed, but it wasn't there either. I have no idea, so we'll just see them eventually.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll probably be pausing like a lot,
Go for it,
just
yeah.
because I want to hear like your thoughts of what you would even think about buying and why you would buy them, kind of thing, right? So what would you do here in this spot, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd buy the Rek'Sai because I love Primordians. And then
Okay.
I'm trying to remember like the gold rules and everything like that. I think we're getting more gold, so I would buy the Cho'Gath pair as well for sure. Um,
Okay.
I think I might get enough gold to buy everything, which if I do, I will buy the whole shop. But
Yes.
I favor the brawlers in this
I'm gonna be
spot.
honest with you. I don't even know the gold rules. So like I
Oh,
don't think I mean some people preach them, but I don't really think they're like I don't think they're that important.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I know I should know them, but like basically all yeah, what I see here is I see Rek'Sai pair and paired with a complementary pair, right?
Yeah.
With Cho'Gath. So it's like, okay, I have two bruiser pairs, which with this mini dupe, say you get any sort of backliner, you could potentially have a strong board if you hit 2 stars, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that, and then I'm also thinking, okay, I have 1 out of 3 Primordian, which is an econ gen in stage two, and then 1 out of 3 Timebreaker, which is another econ gen,
Yeah.
right? If you lean into these econ gens, you'll probably end up lose streaking just because the trade itself doesn't give as much power. Unless you know you high roll and you just hit everything 2 starred and
Right.
the game's great. But like that's kind of what I'd be thinking is all right, we'll buy the bruiser pair. I could maybe play stage two here and go for like a tempo win streak angle depending on what my next shops are.
Yeah. Agreed. And I would normally check the Psionic and the Stargazer, but I mean, I'm sure you can relate to this maybe less. When I stream, sometimes I get distracted.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I relate to that one.
We're talking about books. I want to talk about the books, not read the Stargazer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you buy this, and then you have the Ezreal. So you're again, right? You're 3 pairs. Two of them equal, like having equal traits, and then you do have something that you could dupe to maybe make another 2 star.
Yeah.
So I would think like, okay, actually, what would you think from this spot? Like you could already start thinking about like your future before you even see
Yeah, and
your
that's the
augments here.
problem in this spot. Okay, so then I saw the Jax and I was like, I love Zion.
Okay.
And then I saw I had a Ginsu's, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like a lot of the Ginsu's lines right now. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
trying to think about what I could play there. The brawlers, I was like, maybe I could be thinking about like a Yi, but I don't know what the Psionic is. So like
Gotcha.
literally at this point, I'm like, I could do anything because I also used to force
I mean,
Corki,
you
and I'm
can.
like, that rod could be a crowned guard, and
You can. I think I guess what I wouldn't actually look at your. items here exactly and just see like only Ginsu. What I would actually try to look at is your components, because I think like if you have this open bow, in my mind, that can be towards Zaya, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you had open sword, that could be more towards Corki, or open glove, because like that component makes a lot of usable items in that comp. And you don't necessarily have to slam the Ginsu to be strong. But like say in your mind here that like the Zaya, it's Serpent, right? We'll just say it's Serpent.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'd be thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I could look for an augment that would be good towards Zaya here, right? So what would those be? What do you think would be a pretty good Zaya augment on 2-1?
Oh man, you're asking me really hard questions. I guess it
Yeah, yeah.
depends on how strong my board is, because
Uh-huh. No, that's a good answer. It is.
because if it's weak, I would just take econ and then try to hit
Perfect.
my board
Yes.
later. But if it was
Uh-huh.
strong, I would probably try to take like items so that I could
Yes.
slam.
Yep, that's a good way of thinking. I think like so since you're in this position where you don't really have an econ gen, you're kind of close to pairs, um, and you can maybe get 2 stars. I would probably think about like an item augment here, like replication, right? Replication into
Mm-hmm.
bow would be pretty good in your spot. You could also just take like a generic tempo item augment like portable forge, and maybe you get like a frontline item, or
Yeah.
you'll get direction. But that's kind of the gist of it. If you think you're win streaking, if lose streaking, you had the perfect thought where you would just take an econ augment and kind of play slower on stage 2 and then try to spike later on.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, thinking about that. Okay, we'll just kind of go through here. But again, you don't have to lock yourself into Zaya here. I'm just trying to like in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm just thinking about like, oh, what are some other possibilities that I could look for maybe with my augment choices coming up based off what I have.
Yeah. And then I think, and also I had like just very recently learned how to play Misfortune, um,
Okay.
which is why I was thinking, I was like, oh, Ginsu's. So that's also probably why I was thinking Ginsu's, because I was like, I know that she uses that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally it. It's like thoughts like that. I'll be like, oh, that character uses this item, and I've played her before, and that
Yeah,
is
I
it.
see. Yeah, it's interesting because I think like to play Misfortune, that comp is like really, really expensive, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want. Well, I mean, so is Zaya. I guess like Zaya and MF, but I would say MF is probably more expensive on average than
Yeah.
playing Zaya, because you're not stable on 2 stars, whereas Zaya you can maybe be stable on like 1 stars for the beginning of stage 4. So I typically would not really want to angle Misfortune unless I could like full win streak into it, which you might have the opener that you
Hmm.
could go into, right? It all depends on what you hit. But right now, since you didn't hit any 2 stars, I'd be a little scared of win streaking, because your 2 stars are not guaranteed, right? You're up to the RNG of the shop.
Yeah.
The only thing that's guaranteed is I guess like 1 2 star, because you could dupe it. So like in my mind, I would not think that my opener was that strong. And then another thing to think about if you're considering if your opener is strong is, can I slam an item? And is that item a strong item on the unit that's holding it, right? So would you
Yeah.
say that like Ginsu is a strong item on Ezreal?
No.
No, right? He's like kind of more of a just like raw AD or like maybe casting item type of
Yeah.
carry, right? So I would just say like, okay, this is a pretty mediocre opener, uh, and now we'll go into augment. All right. So out of these, what are you thinking?
I don't like any of them.
Okay.
What I will do usually if I see a spat thing though, because I don't know them all like memorized, I'll like check to see if I have like if there's like a broken spat right now, which I don't actually think there is. I think you'll see me check. But
Mm-hmm.
since I don't see any econ, I'm pretty unhappy. So I think I turn over Big
Yes.
Bang almost immediately, and then
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I turn over Heart of Steel after that. I would like maybe consider Heart of Steel, because something that Ripple used to teach me was like, if even if you're not strong right now, like do you have the potential to be strong? Like how many pairs
You
do you
do.
have, and like that kind
You
of
do have
stuff.
you do have the potential.
Yeah.
So you would flip 3 and then flip 1.
And
and
then
kind of
I'd
think about the
check the
spat.
earth if I have like a decent spat. I think right now I think it was like Space Groove or something random like that,
Yeah,
Stargazer, and
you have
like
Space Groove, Stargazer, and I don't even know the
I don't know what the
Timebreaker.
other one is, but I mean I like both of those spats, but I don't think I take it here because I don't have anything else that
Yeah.
would go with it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? So you have even if you made a space group stat, your opener is not that strong for space groups, right? Like you don't have any 2-star upgrades that correlate with the trait.
Yep.
Um, so it's like you could take it, but you're going to be playing from kind of a lost streak position with no extra econ, which is a very scary spot to be in.
Yes.
So I think like in my mind, kind of what we talked about, you have two pairs of frontline, and you actually have this mini dupe here, which is a guaranteed 2-star, right? So in your mind, you know that you can make a 2-star frontliner.
True.
So that's why I would default towards one here.
Okay.
Because you could make Cho'Gath, you could slam the Heart of Steel, and then you're looking at these components here, and your components are not the greatest for your opener, right? Like you have the tier rod.
Yeah.
But I think you could maybe slam something like Rageblade.
Hmm.
And if you would slam Rageblade, what are some of the lines you could think about playing? Like you said, you thought about Misfortune, which I think is
Yeah.
reasonable.
If I'm strong
I
enough, you
think
could technically tempo into Vex, but
yeah, that I think you could play Vex, but that's like a
yeah.
much a long ways down the line, right? That's like probably a
Yeah.
3-2 or 4-1 decision.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't actually know what the other I mean, there's LeBlanc, but I think she's pretty bad.
I think LeBlanc would be hard to play from this opener. A lot of the
Yeah.
times you want to have like the Vanguards and Shepherd opener, kind of like play around Teemo or some AP units to play into that line.
Yeah.
Um, I think you could also play Zaya if the Stargazer is good.
Yeah.
It does feel bad killing her best items with this Rage Blade. So I would not think too much about Zaya, but like maybe you get replication on 3-2, or like you're just forced because of the lobby dynamic, right? A
Yeah.
lot of this is also scouting dependent, which we haven't gotten into, but like we're just looking at your spot right now. And then I also think Gnar is good because you have mini
Yes, Gnar
dupes,
is the other.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Heart of Steel. Typically, who would be a good user of like Steadfast Heart?
Ooh. That
Like
is
what
a
tank?
question I don't even know if I know. I'm trying to think. I think I've put it on a TK before, but
Hmm.
I don't
I
actually
guess
know.
I would say you could put it on most tanks, right? It's
Okay.
like a generic tank item, but there are certain classes of tanks that like this item more than others. And typically those tanks are going to be units where their traits give high armor and MR. So like Bastion units, for example, typically will like Steadfast.
Oh, I see.
Because the item itself gives durability, which pairs well with armor and MR and HP, which Meeple and Bastion both give.
My tank
Um,
itemization is very sus, so that's helpful.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what I was trying to get at is that this item I think is pretty good on Rammus.
Cool.
Because Meeple gives HP and then Bastion gives armor and MR. To be fair, Rammus is a little bit of a weird tank in this set where he just likes every single chain item because that like scales his damage as well.
Yeah.
But I think a general like TFT fundamental rule of thumb is that durability pairs well with units that have armor and MR on their trait or HP, like paired. So yeah, I would think about this, and then I would think about maybe you could slam Rageblade if you think you could win and play towards like Gnar or Misfortune. Um, but again, that depends on scouting. So a
100%.
lot of this will be scouting dependent. Yeah, you scout here, which is good. No one's picked their augment yet. But I think you can go through here and you can look at the units on people's boards as well,
Yeah.
because that will give you a little bit of information. So this guy has one Gnar, two Jinxes, and these components. I mean, he's definitely playing like some AD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's AD. Here pretty open. Like no backline units. Doesn't really know. But you could say this probably goes into like some AD. This could be AP. This is just econ. Maybe AP. Couple Nars on board. Nothing too crazy. So I think I would just take left here and then um, scout, see if you hit any pairs, and then potentially think about leveling. So you roll this. Okay. So you have Loot Singularity or Advanced Loan. Well, what do you think here?
I mean,
Oh,
advanced
so you
loan
actually ended you
is,
actually ended up. Oh, sorry.
yeah,
I
I
was
guess
just gonna say you actually
I
ended
rolled
up.
second. I didn't realize I did that.
You did.
Good job,
Yes.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would take advanced loan if I absolutely had to, because I really want econ here still, I think. But um, like now that we talked about the steadfast, I'm sort of like, I actually like looking at the scouting. I think I was stronger than I thought I was. So I probably could have taken steadfast.
You
Yeah,
are stronger than you thought you were. I
yeah,
also think like Advanced Loan on 2-1 is is a little scary because you're giving up. So you do get a lot of econ, but you're giving up a potential spike later as well, like as a detriment, right? So you
mm-hmm.
get 20 gold here, but you also are going to be like weaker on 3-2. So it's going to be pretty hard for you to recover later in the game, unless you have a huge power spike. So for example, like maybe if you had Anima on 2-1, or something that can like compensate for you losing a lot of power later in the game as well, right? I also think this is good in like Gold and Gala because you don't get as much of a power gap between Prismatic and Gold, but as Gold
Yeah,
and Silver.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Um, so typically I would look and see like, is this Gold and Gala? And then I would try to stay away from this augment just because it's it's just I don't know, it's just too like low
It's
power later in
scary.
the game. It's really hard to spike. Like say you even hit, you take advanced loan and you're the richest person of all time, right? And then you're gonna play Corky. Like if you take advanced loan and you lose stage 2, and then you're most likely gonna lose stage 3 as well because you're down
Mm-hmm.
like augment power, right? Basically, this is no augment power in itself. So you're down a gold, right? And then you're also down another tier of augment. Um, it's gonna be hard for you to like recover even if you hit the full 2-star Corky board, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't take
so
out loans. Life
I would
lesson.
be yes, exactly. I would be scared to take this unless you had something that can compensate for that power, like Anima, for example,
Okay.
or maybe like a crazy reroll line or something like that. But generally speaking, I would not want to take this. If this was like patient study, for example, I think you could just take patient study because it's a very safe augment, right?
Yeah.
You're just guaranteed like 3 gold to 2 gold per turn. You can kind of play your game normally, and then you don't delay your power spike as well, right? Because you get the
Yeah.
same tier of augment. I like taking one here, duping a frontliner, and then maybe thinking about Gnar, MF, or Zaya. Okay, well, you get patient study. I like that. Okay. So I guess in my mind here, I'm thinking like, oh, I do have 2 upgraded frontliners if I want it, but I don't have any backliner, right? You could dupe the
Yeah.
Ezreal, but he has no like trait, and you don't know if you want to slam an item. So I think this is okay to like play it slow.
Yeah. And then I struggled here because I was like, oh, Timo likes Rageblade. Should I should be changing what I put in? And this is where the indecision starts.
I see. Was this Teemo 2? I can't tell.
No, it's just Timo 1.
Teemo
But
1?
it's
Okay.
Nasus too.
I see, I see. I mean, I think you could play the Teemo on your board, but I would, again, if you're not going to be playing for like a very, very strong stage 2, then I would be wary of slamming the item, right? You want to have like a really good, solid game plan of what you're going to play into if you slam this Rage Blade, and then you potentially want to like streak off of it.
Yeah.
If not, I think you could just slam components and wait until 2-3 to get more clarification, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after winning this round,
Then more indecision comes because I'm like, Diana also using Rageblade.
let's see. I would not. I guess this is more of a meta thing. It's just like like Diana's power level is really really low, so I would never really consider like playing towards Diana. And I think, I guess if it helps, you could probably just look at TFT Academy. I feel like TFT Academy would have
Yeah, I
Diana in like
do.
C or B tier, and then I would probably like stay away from that.
Yeah,
Just because like
I
even if you
think I
have the
was
right
kind of like
setup.
thinking her to hold items
Oh,
initially
I
'cause
see. I
I was
see.
still sort of like very thinking I had to slam. Um,
I see. Okay.
but
I mean, I don't hate like if you slammed Rageblade on Diana with a
yeah,
solid game plan, I don't hate that. But
okay,
I would say if you're gonna commit to this like you kind of I would say like on 2-1 is kind of where or once you start winning, right? You really want to try to keep your streak. So that's when you kind of commit to the all in, right? So if you're like, okay, I'm stronger than everyone else or I can be stronger, then I would commit your mini dupe, right?
yeah,
Dupe a unit and then slam Rageblade plus tier. Because that's like all of your resources are being put in to you winning now. Um, but you would only do that if you find it necessary, right? Like you beat this guy anyway.
right, right, exactly.
But I really don't hate slamming Rageblade if you have like a game plan like playing Gnar or MF from it.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. Okay, perfect. This looks good. And then you play MF over the
yeah,
Briar.
I do. I'm trying to like figure out like what the right board is here at this level. I with
Yep.
it
I
for
like
sure.
this. And then I like just duping this Cho'Gath. I think your board's really good now.
Thinking
Okay,
it through. I'm thinking it through.
yes, yes, yes. I like this. One thing I would recommend, and I'm probably just gonna say this whenever you do it, because I think it's a good fundamental to like get in the habit of. Um, never. I still do this by the way, especially if I'm like streaming or whatever. It's just like a thing. But try to never slam an item unless you see who you're fighting, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it limits your options for the future with without giving you any gain, right? If you're gonna win the fight anyway, you don't gain anything by slamming this Rage Blade on neutral round, right?
True.
So you should just be in your mind thinking like, okay, I'll slam Rage Blade to try to win. Um, but you don't need to do it depending on your matchup. So we'll see like who you fight here. Okay, against this guy, I would slam, right? He's got upgraded 2-star,
Mm-hmm.
upgraded 2-star, and he has an item slam. So it's like, okay, I'll commit the Rage Blade. But say you fought like a pretty weak person with, Anima on their board, right? Then you could hold the Rage Blade and then just keep your components, and maybe you end up making a different item later, depending on your shops. But
Yeah.
that's kind of just a thing to try to get in the habit of. Okay, I like this spot. Why do you lose this? Surprising. I thought you would win this.
I thought I would too.
You can watch again. Um,
Maybe I needed to be on the other side? I don't know.
I think you're okay. So one thing you can see here is that your Rek'Sai gets minimum value because so Rek'Sai has like AoE CC,
Uh-huh.
right? And then the Gragas actually doesn't get hit here. One thing you could do is like put the Rek'Sai solo frontline in the middle, and try to have like the units wrap around it, so it
Yeah.
gets like more CC value. I don't know if Gragas gets CC'd if that like changes this fight, but
Yeah, I was
yeah, this guy
surprised
might just be
though.
stronger.
I didn't even
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
I was like, wow, Ezreal's got it.
I think maybe with a little bit different positioning you could win this, but like I think he might have just been stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. You still have generic econ, your spot's not bad. Alright, what are you thinking here?
Well, don't want I don't I think I want to. I hope that's what I take.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you really need mana gen in this spot. You're playing like some Rageblade carry. I think in your mind you're probably committed to MF here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine from this opener. It's like either MF or I think you could fast 9, depending on like how your
Yeah, depending on
stages
if
go.
we
But
stay strong. Yeah.
okay. So you did just lose the round. Typically, hmm. I guess what would you think about taking here?
I think I was thinking about tank items, just generally speaking. I think I take the chain.
Yeah, I think taking Vow is fine. I think Vow on a Rek'Sai 2 makes your board pretty strong.
Yeah.
Just because the Rek'Sai CC is really powerful in stage 2. I do think you could think about Bow, but if you take Bow, not that great on MF. Like I think MF really likes the either IE, DB,
Mm-hmm.
like those type of items. Kraken's okay on her, but she doesn't need that many bows compared to like Zaya, who wants a million,
All the
right?
bows.
Like if you were playing Zaya here, you would take bow, I think.
Yeah.
But I like just taking Val and then trying to win these next two rounds. So I think you can save HP. Your board's good. It's also one more gold, which is nice.
True. Gold is gold.
Gold is gold. Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. So here, I think you have a decision on leveling versus not leveling. What do you think you're supposed to do?
Well, I remember being stressed about this because I was like, I'm at an
Hmm.
econ interval and
Yep.
I just lost.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I don't really feel like I get that much stronger by leveling either. So I think I
Hmm.
scout to see um
Perfect.
first, hopefully.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the perfect way of thinking, I think. You basically, I would say in your mind, if you think you can two streak and it's a level diff by like adding this Urgot, then I would probably do it. But most of the time, I would say like 90% of the time, maybe 95% of the time, you probably will scout and see like either this Urgot makes no difference or someone is like already going to be stronger than you, right?
Yeah.
So I would try to natural level since you're one, like you're gonna natural level to 5 anyway. So
Hmm.
basically leveling for this Urgot only matters this round. Um, I would try to make this econ interval because specifically you lost the last fight.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's a scout thing, but we can see your pool if you do scout.
Let's see if I do. Nope. Good job, me.
No,
I just say I'm sure it's fine.
I mean I think this is fine. Nice. You fight some guy at the bottom.
Woohoo!
I mean he's actually kind of strong. He has an item slammed plus like 3 meeple and a Vigar 2. So I would probably slam Val here to try to win this fight.
Okay.
Because I would think that your board would lose without the Val. Oh, we can see.
I don't
Maybe I'm
remember.
wrong. No replicator Vigar. It looks like you're winning. Oh yeah, you
Okay,
win for
okay, yeah,
sure.
we're good,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, nice. Good fight judging. Better fight judging than me. I would have slapped Val there because I would be scared.
I mean, I was a little.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Good play. I like just playing this Urgot. I think Urgot is really good damage on stage 2. And he is 3 brawler.
Thinking really hard about
You're
it.
gonna play Darkstar instead. Hmm. Gotta think here.
Bro, I don't think Darkstar actually makes me stronger than just putting the Urgot in. I just like
Yeah,
activating
yeah.
more
It's
traits.
yeah, I know, I know. I mean I think 8% XQ is not bad. But I do think like Urgot on average is probably gonna be around 800 to 900 damage without items.
Yeah.
And this Mordekaiser is not tanky because it has no Vanguard and it won't do that much damage. Right? So
Yeah.
you're basically trading like 900 damage plus this Urgot is probably tankier since it has Bruiser active. So it's like 900 damage plus more tankiness for an execute, and I don't think that's really worth it. So I'd play Urgot here.
Yeah.
It also lets you, if you win, it lets you actually sell Briar plus the Mordekaiser and make 30, which
Mm-hmm.
is another
True.
benefit, right? Because you never want to sell this Urgot since it's going to be on your board late game. Oh, geez. Talon kill your board, I guess.
Yep.
He did. Okay. I mean, I would say you would probably win this fight with Urgot.
Horrible. Horrible news.
It is. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like your spot is still not bad. It's just like it does feel bad losing that fight. But you're still 94 HP going into stage 2 or going into stage 3. It's not bad here. Another thing you could think about here from this opener, since you have these brawlers and you do have like the MF Challenger build, is you could think about playing Yi, depending
true.
on your psionic and maybe some other things. I do think Yi got better on this patch from what I've seen, so it's
Yeah.
more of a viable option than it was in the last patch.
I was still playing him when he wasn't viable.
I do think Patient, like typically you get a lot of value by pushing levels from it rather than rerolling, but I do think you can play it in reroll.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I just didn't really know. Like I was like fine with playing MF, but I don't know if I was like fully committed to it. You know what I mean? I was kind of just
I
like,
think that's fine to not be fully committed to it.
yeah.
But like I guess the difference between like fully committed and like angling, I guess
Yeah.
like here I would be saying I'm angling towards either MF or Yi, right? And then
Yeah.
as more info comes throughout the game, then you can commit to the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at your econ situation, it does feel like you're a little bit poor.
Yeah. Very
So
poor.
I'm down to just chill, and then I think you have your next in here where you can just level for this Urgot and get the 4 Bruiser. Okay. So in your mind, what are you kind of thinking here? You're thinking not committed to anything yet. I'm just gonna point this out. No slams before
Yeah.
fight starts, right?
Yeah.
And then another thing is 3-1 is a very interesting round, right? Because it's like one round right before a big power spike for everyone else in the lobby, right? These guys could be hitting restart mission. It could be a prismatic augment, right? And then everyone just gets like super strong and whatnot. So typically, I think like slamming items on 3-1, I don't like to do unless I'm going to be win streaking, right?
Yeah.
Because it limits your options. So like a general rule of thumb would be, okay, I'm on loss streak here. Let me wait until my augment to slam anything. And then I'll slam all my items on 3-2 when I'm trying to spike. Okay. And then another thing I guess I would point out here is you slam steadfast. What's your reasoning for steadfast here?
Honestly, I think it's because I am not super comfortable with this build, so I probably just had it like pulled up on the side and like saw a steadfast, so made it.
Gotcha. Okay, I think this is actually like a pretty good item econ like spot because in your mind, right, you're playing around some AD caster with Rage Blade, right, which would be like MF or maybe you play Kindred, right?
Yeah.
We'll just say you're either playing towards MF or Kindred here. If you make this steadfast, what components are you left over with? You're left over with chain plus tier, right?
Yeah.
The chain, could I get what would you make if you're playing MF? You would probably make tank item. If you're playing towards Master Yi, you would try to make Edge of Night.
Yes.
What does this tier become?
Um, hopefully some other random tank item, but also maybe we get a Reforger.
Yes. Okay, so Reforger. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that this glove can turn into damage item for your backliner.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas this tier cannot turn into damage item for your backliner.
Truth.
So it's better to slam Protector's Vow here because it leaves you with a better component to play for later. Right? It's called like killing bad components in a line. So typically like in AD, your components that are going to be hard to play around are going to be tier and rod. And then in AP it would be like sword and glove, right?
Yeah.
And so the best way to kill those most of the time is by making either Crown Guard or Vow. So you'll see a lot of AD comps have Crown Guards and Vows on their tank because that's like a good way to get rid of the component. So here I would try to get rid of this tier with the vow and then keep chain plus glove open, so you could go for Infinity Edge on Misfortune, or if you're gonna play towards Master Yi, you can go for Last Whisper on Kindred.
Word. Okay. Yeah, item economy has also been a weak spot of
Yeah,
mine.
I'm assuming I'm assuming you'll just double slam here. Um, and that is risky. Like double slamming is risky because one, you're not on streak, and then you're at the mercy of like this carousel and your random item drops.
Yeah.
To like get damage items, right? Like say you get dropped sword later on, but you only have a sword, whereas like you could have slammed IE with the steadfast, right? And then you have only one item damage carry on stage 4, which is no good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, basically two things is like item economy here, and then I would just wait to slam items before the fight, and then also wait until augment to get a little bit more information before you commit to these decisions.
Yeah, I don't even know why I was so hasty to slam. I have patient study.
Yeah, patient study is like I would say like before you make a decision, a lot of times you can check for your like streak. It's like check for your streak and see if you're either losing or winning, and then like scout your pool, and it will kind of help you decide whether or not you need to like slam or
Yeah.
hold. All right, this is a really good example. Okay, so like you slam steadfast here, right? Say you like cosmic restarted and you got like a completely different line, right?
Yeah.
That could be like a punish, right? Because you can't use those components anymore.
Right.
Whereas like you could have maybe made something different. So this is like a perfect example of why you wouldn't want to slam before 3-2.
Yeah.
It here I don't know if you should take this. I think let's see, you have Rage Blade, Steadfast, Chain. I mean, I would maybe take this on stream for fun, but like I don't think I would ever take this in tournament. I think. I think I would probably take. I think I would probably take right because, well, actually, I guess we'll see what you take.
Yeah, I think
So
I
what are
was
you
thinking
thinking
about
here?
3 at this point because I was
Yeah.
feeling stressed about my item situation on MF.
Yep. Okay.
As much as I like 1, I'm just such a like I like those types of augments.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
This
like,
is
I
a very
already have
safe pick.
econ and I'm kind of committed already.
I see. Okay. So here in this spot, I think you kind of need to decide like, all right, am I playing for Misfortune or am I playing for Master Yi, right?
Yeah.
Um, what do you think is the better line here?
I haven't checked the psionic, which is so cringe.
I'll just say Psionic doesn't matter.
Okay, psionic doesn't matter anymore. With
Yeah.
patient study, I probably should have played Yi, but I do know at this point I was just like, I'm gonna play MF because I already have an MF and I already have a Diana.
Yes. I think um okay, I would say like general rule of thumb if you want a 3-cost reroll is you want a decent amount of copies before you commit to the line.
Oh, true.
Or you want something that can like fully guarantee that you actually hit those 3 stars because the 3 stars are expensive, right?
They're just
So
very
good
expensive, yeah.
good example of this is like heroic grab bag for Samira Orn, right? You like open with dupes and then you're gonna roll a ton of gold and try to guarantee those 3 stars. Same with Prismatic Ticket, right? That's like an augment that you would play in a 3-cost reroll line because it really aids you or helps you hit all of those units
Right.
if you don't natural them. And in this case, like you only have one MF, one Urgot, and no Maokai's. And I would say, well, another thing is like you kind of need to know what at what state your board is going to be strong, right?
Yeah.
What would you say typically you need for your Misfortune board to top 4?
Ooh. Well, I just learned how to wait,
Like
don't
what
you
conditions, I guess.
I mean, don't you have to hit her and the 3-star frontliner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Misfortune 3 for sure,
And
and
then
then at
obviously
least a 3-star
itemized.
frontliner.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 perfect. And then maybe Urgot 3 as well. Like you kind of want a lot of 3 stars, and that's a ton
Okay,
of gold,
really?
right?
I didn't know that. So you'll actually see there's like a point here that I'm like, I don't know who I'm supposed to like be 3-starring here out. Like
Oh,
if
I
I have
see, I
to
see.
make, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I guess just like with that in mind, you know you need a lot of gold, and I would be
Yeah.
kind of scared to commit to this with this many copies. You do have an extra dupe coming, which will help, but I would probably lean more towards a Yi build just because you do have patient study. It's going to help you get to 8 faster. The board
Yeah.
is pretty, or is a lot cheaper on average, I would say, than 3-starring everything from this spot.
I think the
And then
dupe
you do
baited
have
me a
decent
little.
items for.
So I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
getting a dupe, but it's just
I,
one.
s- Yep, it's just
And
one.
everyone
And
gets
and the
it.
thing is, everyone gets it and you can use it for whatever you want, right? You could use it, like say you get MF pair and you just dupe the MF for tempo on 3 rounds. If it helps you win those 3 rounds, good enough, right? You don't need to use it to like finish off some 3-star and like commit to a reroll line. If you're just meant to play 4 costs, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't mind DB here. I also think if I was playing towards Yi, I would probably take GS. But DB is definitely better if you're going to play towards MF.
Regrets.
Okay. I guess another part is like is your decision to play Yi versus MF can also be driven by the lobby, right? Say there's like 3 other people angling towards Master Yi, then I would probably even play MF in your spot, right?
Right.
Just because like you can't 4-way contest. You probably are richer than the people that would play Yi though, so that's another thing to consider.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing, if you're gonna play MF, is you want to see how many people are gonna play Maokai, because if you can't 3-star Maokai or Ornn, then you're gonna be really really sad, right?
Yeah.
That's just another thing to consider when choosing line. So this guy's Lulu. Like, that guy will buy Ornn. Or
Yeah.
sorry, okay, we could actually look here. Like this guy will buy Maokai.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that guy would buy
Uh,
Maokai, which was a miss on my part, but I did know that the other guy would buy Ornn, so I was like, okay, I'm probably tanking
like
Maokai.
okay, so this guy will buy Maokai, right? Because he's playing Zaya. This guy could probably buy Maokai. Uh, that guy, who cares? And then I think there was another guy that like was playing maybe Lulu that would buy Maokai. So Maokai looks really, really contested in this lobby, which would drive me away from trying to reroll as
Got
well.
you. Okay.
Same with there was a 2 tanky player. So Ornn is also going to be contested, right? Those are like your 2
Right.
premier frontline options. So you might find yourself this game before even seeing you roll.
I was curious,
I
can
feel
you
like I
tank
might see you
Ross
struggle to hit.
for
I think Ross
this?
is really bad.
Okay, I was just
Um,
curious.
yeah, okay, I've seen people do it. Um, you can end up getting bench locked pretty hard.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't even normally put him in until um
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
until later.
Yeah.
I think like I'm not too confident in how good Ross is or not. Like I don't want to tell you like he's never do it, but I haven't seen it that much.
Yeah, I was just
So
like, oh, I mean, I'm probably not going to play a lot more MF on this patch, but I was in a situation, I don't even know if it was this game, where I was like, oh man, I wish I would have had an alternate tank option. And I was like, oh, maybe
yeah.
Ross, but that's
I
okay.
definitely think MF is viable. And again, like it's kind of those conditions where you can almost guarantee the 3 stars, like heroic grab bag, or from artifacts, like she's pretty good with Donkor, stuff like that.
Yeah,
There are spots where you can play her, but she's definitely more niche. Yeah, you take anti-heal here. I like
yeah.
that.
And here I was like, do I want another damage item? Do I want more tank item? I think I just was like, let's just do more damage here.
Yep, I think that's fine. Typically, if you're ever in the spot where like you have 2 frontline item, 2 backline item, most of the time you want duo carries, right? So in this case, you'll want 2 attack damage carries. So taking like more AD components is better than taking another tank component, right? Because you typically only want 1 tank.
Right, right.
Okay. So here I would probably just do what you're doing and chill. Let's see level. Okay. I think. Oh wow. Look at this shop.
I
I think
know, dude.
this shop right here would tell me like I must pivot.
Oh, wait,
But
really?
I think like yeah, yeah. But I mean I think like in my mind I was kind of already thinking about Yi in the back like in the back of my head. But
Oh,
like
that would
even
have
if I
been
rolled
smart.
once, like you just see this and it's like, okay, wow, like I have Kindred, I have Fiora, like can I play around this? Yes I can, right? I have Ginsu DB, I can play like the bruisers plus the challengers
I
and
still
just slot this
play the
in.
Fiora because she's in the MF line, but you're so right. I should have thought about the Kindred too.
Yeah.
Dang.
I guess what I was gonna say before the shop though is I think typically when you're playing 3-cost reroll, you really want to level on 4-1.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, the reasoning is like you lose a lot of so if you're staying on 7 and rolling for all these 3 stars, right? You're gonna be on 7 a long time. You're gonna be level 7, I would say all of stage 4, and then maybe even some of stage 5, right? So
Yeah.
here, say we're gonna assume you lose these 2 rounds, right? That is 5 gold that you lose that you could be rolling on 4-1,
Huh.
if that makes sense. Because that 5 gold will pump into the XP bar, and then you'll level to 7 on 4-1. Whereas if you level here all the way, then the extra 5 gold, if you lose again, will stay in that XP bar for a while until you go 8. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's called like it's like the same thing as leveling. It's like why people will wait a couple more rounds before they level to 9 or like level to 8 because you lose a lot of gold. It's basically when you're gonna be stuck on a level, you lose a lot of that gold in the XP bar if you level too early.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. That's very helpful. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, so typically, I think even if you have a lot of gold from like an econ augment, sacking 2 here and then rolling up 4-1 is good.
I
If you were
assume
super greedy,
if you're streaking, you probably still level though to keep your streak.
oh, if you're on 5 streak,
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
I think like you're on even if you're on 6 streak here, I would probably level and roll until like MF2, Maokai 2. I'd probably even use my dupe. Like you
Okay,
play
cool, cool.
differently. But I think and the reason you can get away with that is because you're making
The money
3
back.
extra gold per turn.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You make the gold back that you're sacrificing to get more power.
Cool.
So here I would sack 2 because I think it's a lot of gold that you need to roll. Like here, it actually looks like you're decently rich, but you're not rich enough for 3-cost reroll.
Yeah, I didn't pick the Kindred up because I'm doubting myself.
I see. I'll just point this out though. Like, okay, so you're gonna lose this fight. You lose 5 gold for this level, and then you lose 2 gold by rolling as well, right? Because you would
Yeah.
have been above
Not the
50. So
best.
this is 7 gold. That could be potentially used for either rolling or buying units later on.
Yeah. That
So
ends up
it's
being a
actually
problem.
yeah, it's a big thing that I think a lot of people don't notice because it doesn't seem big at the time.
Oh man. Oh, and you know what's so sad too is if I would have had time to put my hex on, 'cause
Oh, would you have won this?
I think I win because it's
Oh, you
burn.
went anyway.
Wait, do I win?
You
Okay.
went you went anyway.
Okay, good, good,
Okay.
good. I got stressed for a
Well,
second.
I guess you only lose 4 gold then.
Oh, but when I saw that fight, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't win this.
I mean, I thought you wouldn't win, but it's good. But yeah, again, I mean, I think like in my mind, you just can't play MF here because
Yeah, I knew I was in the wrong
not
spot.
enough copies, and then like you got that Fiora, you got the Kindred. It's just like
How did I not think of Yi when I saw the Fiora? I'm sort of mad. I was so fixated.
yeah, it's weird because like everyone preaches TFT is hard because it's like you want to commit to a line early, so you slam like the right items and you pick the right augments, but then also like
I just used to
there are
have a
certain
pivoting
times where
problem.
you have
Yeah.
to analyze just have to analyze the amount of copies that you natural, right? Like you have to kind of play around what the game gives you. Um,
Damn.
so I think like it's almost like a tree, right? Like from your opener, you're in this like bruiser challenger Nova tree. right? So
Uh-huh.
you can either play like the lines that kind of branch out from that tree, which is MF and E, right? So I think in your mind you could actually just be considering those two lines and then see what you natural and play accordingly.
Oh yeah, no, that actually totally does make sense and kind of
Like
aligns
for
with yeah.
example, example like Zaya. Zaya would be like in a Stargazer sniper tree. Like it's just like their traits, right? You, like whatever units you're playing early with these traits, in certain sets, you can just like kind of think about the lines that branch off from those units. For example, Shepherd Vanguard, like that's going to be AP LeBlanc, right? Uh,
Yeah. That's helpful. I like to think of it
mhm.
like that.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, see, oh man, this would be a
Yeah, but
juicy
here's the
U
thing.
spot.
Like, I got kind of stressed because I start to roll, and you'll notice I'm seeing more orange than Maokai's when I know I need to use Maokai because it's a two tanky player. Ugh, this is not a good
I mean,
game.
the thing is like you can also take this two tanky player out. Like
Yeah.
they are at the mercy of you also hitting Ornn, right? Like they're not in a position. I don't know what their second augment is, but you're richer than they are, right? Your first augment gives you gold, and then your second augment also gives you gold. Like say they took two tanky and then a combat augment, like they're at the mercy of you actually holding these Ornns.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, true, true.
so I wouldn't be too scared playing what you hit, right? But in your mind, you should be thinking like, okay, if they get lucky and they hit all the Orns, like, can I do anything about that, right? Like, what's my game plan if
If they
they
do
take my
that, because
units,
if they do that,
right?
they get the second copy. Doesn't that just take the rest out of the pool, basically? Depending on how many you have.
Oh, I mean, if they hit Orn 3, I think if typically if someone hits a 3-star 3 cost, you're not you
You won't be
physically
able to
can't
hit.
hit.
Yeah,
Yes, unless you have dupes. Unless you have dupes.
got it.
Yeah. This. Typically, one thing I would recommend here is just like, were you thinking about Reforger or were you happy with these items?
I don't think I was super happy with having that many more tank items.
Yeah, I agree, right? So I think this Warmogs is good, and I think like double DB is fine. But I would typically reforge this chain first to see if you get maybe you get a glove right out of this reforger, or you get a bow. Then I would make GS or IE, and then you can slam Warmogs, and then you have this nice component to play around
I get
for
yelled
Urgot
at for
items.
that all the time, actually. Let's
This is
pretend like I
this is
reforged first.
this is another econ or item econ thing. Um, so you basically slam almost like the same items, but you're playing around a different component just because of
Yeah.
this reforger. So yeah, I would recommend always if you're ever gonna use this thing, always use it first before you like commit items.
My order of operations is all messed up.
I don't mind these slams at all. In fact, even if I did this, I would probably still reforge chain just to like know what I wanted to go for. Because you don't
Hmm.
want to go for another tank item here. You want to go for like an Urgot item, a duo carry item.
Oh yeah, I think I held it because I was like, I can make like Edge of Night or Titans for Fiora or something like that.
I see. Uh, hmm. I would try to stay away from making items on 5 costs unless you think you can realistically 2-star them. Because
Okay.
I would say at 1 star, especially in like a reroll line, they're gonna be pretty weak. Like I don't think this Fiora is very strong. I would actually say like a 3 item Urgot 2 might be stronger
Okay.
than Fiora 1. If you say you're playing like Master Yi though, right, and you have patient study and you hit everything, it's all good, and then you think you can make it to 9 and hit Fiora 2, then I don't mind investing items into her at all. But generally, if you have a 1-star unit, I would probably stay away from itemizing it.
Got you. Okay.
Uh, just as like a general rule of thumb. There are exceptions. Like I think Blitzcrank is broken, so like I would always itemize like 1-star Blitzcrank. But I think like as a fundamental, I would probably try to stay away from itemizing the 1-stars.
Okay. I just see 5 cost. I'm like, oh, pretty. You want
Me
items?
too. Me too. But I think they're 5 costs. The way they're designed, I think this is a divine design philosophy. is they like to have them provide so at 1 star, they provide a lot of utility to your team. So
But
they
they're
give the
not that
trait
strong.
and then
Yeah.
they give utility, but they're not that strong. And then when they hit 2 star, that's when they become like game changing with items, right?
Yeah.
So
Because
that's
right
why a
now
lot
the
of
big
these
value of Fiora is that she's healing me.
exactly, right? She gives you Divine Duelist. Or for
Yeah.
example, Jin, right? Jin is an anti-heal applier and he gives Eradicator.
Hmm.
Doesn't do that much damage at 1 star, but then at 2 star becomes like does a lot, right?
And
Does
like
like 10 to
Blitzcrank is
12k.
the displacer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This makes sense.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, there are some exceptions like Graves and Vex because they don't actually like provide utility. They're meant to be like straight up carries.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess that's true. But if you're playing Graves and
Yeah.
Vex, like you're kind of planning around that
I,
on some
you're just
level.
going 9 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here on third augment, I would be looking for anything econ because in my mind, like alarm bells are ringing. Like I'm very scared, right? You have like three
I have
MS.
no copies.
Yeah, you have like no copies and level 730 gold, right? So I'm like and you can actually see like do you see how much gold is like pumped into this XP bar here?
Yeah.
This would be gold that you could be used that could be in your bank right now, right?
Yeah.
So this is like 10 gold that could be transferred over. And not it's not exactly 10 gold, but it's around like 8 gold, but okay, I'm down for some gold. I think what would you default out of these three?
If I had to take one of these three, oh my God. Um, prob probably one,
Okay.
just with more
So
items.
yeah, I think in my mind, one is like really, really bad. I think one might
Really?
actually be the worst out of these three. And the
Really?
reason, yes, the reason that one is so bad is that you have every single item slammed and you have a reforger. So like what do you get the value out of from Pandora's?
You
It's
just get
being
more
able to
items.
well, it's being able to reroll your components. If
Yeah.
you compare Pandora, so say you took away this top part of Pandora's and it
Yeah,
was gain 2 random components, this is a silver augment.
that's true.
That's a small grab bag, right? Small grab bag is literally gain 2 random components. So in your mind, if you don't have to reroll anything, like you already have a reforger as well, which is like a mini Pandora's items. Um,
Yeah.
this is a silver augment compared to the other two, which I would say are around gold augment power level.
Huh.
So I would be really really scared to take left.
Okay, well, if not left, then I would think Ascension, but I'm
Yeah,
not
I
strong
would.
right now.
You're not, but I think like it's the sometimes you gotta go with what Mortdog gives you, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it, and so like I mean you can also make the decision that you will not take any of these. Like I don't care. I'm flipping all three, and then you're just gonna have to make whatever the other three are work. But I
Yeah.
think most of the time, I like to default an option, which would be right here, and then you flip two, and then see if the two are better. And then if you really don't like the three, then you can gamble the last one. But
Yeah.
I just think a good fundamental is to default an augment. So I would default Ascension here, and then roll 1, 2. Okay, you roll middle. I would scout pool and be like, I would be very scared to take this.
Well, because you
Um,
can't like I can't kill
but
anything, man.
yeah, I, like maybe if you could get it, I would think about it, but you probably can't take it.
Looks like
So
Past
I
Me
would,
was considering Ascension though. Good job, Past Me.
yeah. So you do
Oh, I
take
took
it.
it.
I think I would try to reroll this for like a heroic grab bag or like kind of gamble.
I probably
And
should have. I'm
and then
surprised.
and then I would just take electro charge if like things went poorly. Just because I don't think Ascension is that great. It should be good on your final board.
Yeah, but
If
if
you
I
could
never
hit
hit
all
my
three,
tank,
yeah,
hello?
exactly. You're probably not hitting your tank here.
No. I think this is the
Another
game that
thing,
I was like, can I tank Rust? Because I was like, I'm scared.
another thing here is I would never roll, because like again you're trying to basically maximize your econ as much as possible, and by rolling here you actually lose gold by holding these units on bench. And,
Yeah.
and realistically, like you're never going to be able to 3-star them, right? Even if you rolled 0 right now, you're not hitting enough copies. So I think the best thing you can do is try to get to 50 and slow roll above 50 as fast as possible.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
you can start holding the units on bench.
got you.
So I think this might be like a little bit of a panic roll, but I would definitely
Oh, a
try to
little
stay away
bit?
with this. Because you are 80 HP. You're pretty healthy here, right? So you can actually afford to lose these like next 4 rounds or even 5 rounds rolling above 50. And then when you get down, I would say once you get down to around 30 HP, like 3 to 2 lives, is that when I would start to act desperate, right? If you haven't already hit your 3 stars.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm rolling so hard right now. Like in hindsight, like I have a tank and I have my 3-star tank at 2-star. I have my maybe just because I was like, oh, people are about to get strong. I don't actually know why I'm so antsy.
Well, so typically, in like 3 cost reroll tempo, the best thing you can do is actually win stage 2, win stage 3, and then sack stage 4. Because stage 4, if you're fighting any of the 4 cost comps, they're going to be out capping you, or
Right.
maybe someone goes to level 9, they also out cap you that way. So I think you in your mind you should just know that even if I roll here, like you're never gonna get stronger, right? You already have upgraded 2-star front line, upgraded 2-star back line, but you're just gonna lose the rest of the stage. You should be perfectly okay with that because you are 80 HP,
Yeah.
right? So just try to maximize your econ as much as possible. I think you could if you stayed above 50 and rolled until you're around like 30 HP or 20 HP, I do think you could maybe hit your board here, even with the
I
amount of
think I would
copies you
have
have right
actually
now.
top forward this game if I just didn't fucking panic during this time. I ended up just being so broke because of all of this panic rolling.
Yeah, I think you were broke from the panic rolling, and then also the 3-5 I think was
Yeah.
pretty pretty detrimental to how much gold you have on this level.
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're right because I could have waited. I could have had so much more gold here. That's crazy.
Hmm. Because I do think like based off your augments, you probably shouldn't have a problem hitting, especially with a dupe if you're uncontested. I think your
Yeah.
front line might be scary, but like I don't think you would have problems hitting MF.
This was one of the reasons I wanted to review this game is 'cause I did feel like I should have top forward this one. So going fifth was like rough, and it's because of this. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
during this rolling
I mean,
time.
this game was interesting because I think like there's so many things you could have, or so many ways you could have gone. Because I think like I would have ended up just playing Yi, and then who knows what I would have placed. But
Yeah, I mean,
if
I
you're
don't
gonna
think
stay in
there's a
the
Yi
MF line,
player. Yi might have actually still been the move here. It's tough to say.
yeah, I do think Yi was better. Like I'm confident that if you played Yi, you could top 4.
Yeah,
Even in this spot, I still think you can top 4.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna lose to a reroller. Fine. You actually won on 4-2, which is great. Right? Any win you can get while staying above 50 is a win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can kind of look here. I think you're probably just
I just wanted the money.
yeah, so there's one thing there's some things you have to consider here. So you have to consider the 2 boons, right? So cash flow is going to give you 2 gold per turn,
Yeah,
which 4, 5, 4, 6, 5, 1, 5, 2 is around 8 gold. Yasuo gives you 8 gold if you take the boon and you don't have 3 hexes, right?
right.
So it's the same amount of gold as cash flow for 4 rounds, plus you get Storm Hex, right? So then there's that to consider, at least for the gold aspect. And then it's like, do you want Echo Boon, the Echo item versus no Echo item? And I would argue here that I probably would rather have Yasuo Boon. Like I don't think the Echo item is that great for you. I guess if you hit Urgot 3, you could put it on the Urgot 3, and that doesn't sound that bad. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, I
so
will say
I
I
would
am not good
probably
with the
take one.
gods.
Yeah, yeah. I would probably take one here, but I
But
don't
who would
hate
you put the
two. Like I
storm
don't.
hex on?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it's like a little awkward. I think I would maybe put it on like. Can you even put on Urgot? Oh, jeez. Maybe I'd put on Fiora or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know how I'd play this out. I think it's a tough decision. Like I don't even know what I would take, but I do think like if you're thinking about gold, that they're around the same, uh,
Okay.
in that regard, and it's just whether or not you want the item.
Hmm.
But you take this, I think it's okay to just take cash flow. I'm trying to see. Like the thing is, I don't think Urgot actually procs the Storm Hex that
The
well. So
only person I know for sure I can put the Storm Hex on is Saya. Everyone else, I'm like, I don't know.
because you put on Jin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so here you itemize the Fiora, and I mean I kind of already mentioned this, but I would say like try to make items for these units that you're gonna go for 3-starred, right? So either Diana or Urgot as your duo carry. I'm assuming that since you have Titans, I would probably just try to make Diana 3, and then I would not make Urgot here.
Yeah, I
Does that
think
make
I
sense?
do end up dropping Urgot.
Okay. So again, I mean, I'll just kind of keep pointing it out. I would not roll here. I would try to get above 50. Like really try to get above 50 when you're doing these 3-cost reroll lines if you have the HP to spare.
Oh, someone in my chat says that Kindred 1 is better than Diana. Should I have not even been thinking about Diana?
Yeah, I think Kindred's better,
Okay.
to be honest. But
Okay.
I don't think like I don't think a
I
Kindred
could have
1
just kept
versus
the Kindred
Diana
from
is
earlier.
yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
But I don't think like I mean I think Diana 3 is better than Kindred 1 to be fair. Like if you hit Diana 3, I think it's fine to just play it
Okay.
here. And I don't think like playing Kindred versus Diana is gonna influence your game as much as like some econ stuff, right?
Okay.
Like just hitting your board is more important. But yeah, I do think strongest board. Kindred's really good because she gives a huge chunky shield to your front line.
Okay.
Beat this guy?
No.
Yeah, so here you roll again. This is like a.
This one I'm just
I think this is
stressed.
I think this is a habit that I would try to not get into. But again, I'll just keep saying it because I think it's important. Always look at your HP, right? If you have HP to
Yeah.
spare, you can roll above 50, but don't greed 50 if you're like starting to get a little low. Yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
you're just roll. It seems like you're rolling on stage 4, just kind of trying to see if you hit some stuff, but
I think I'm just like
you're basically losing.
stressed.
Yeah. I see that. But you are like if you think about this, you're losing almost 2 gold per turn.
Yeah.
By rolling and holding these units on your bench, and losing this 2 gold didn't actually make your board any better because you already have the 2 stars, right? The only way you're gonna make your board better is by hitting 3 stars.
Yeah. I think it's because like at this point I had scouted and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of Orns out, there's a lot of Maokai's out. I was like, I have no idea who
Yes,
my tank is gonna be. Like,
yeah. No, I think that is something to consider because like if you're competing for tanks, then you do typically want to like roll. But
then I was like, do I need to be going 8 then at this point and just going for a 4-cost tank? Like I'm halfway there. Like,
yeah.
like I was stressing. You can see I'm thinking hard in this spot.
Yeah. I think how would I put this? If I would just hope to believe that you can hit one of these guys. And again, you can
Okay.
change your decision based off scouting, right? So if you scout and you see like, okay, someone already hit Ornn 3, like I legit can't hit, then I would just sell the Ornns and maybe go for like Maokai or Kayn, right?
Okay.
A lot of this will just your decision will change based off of the context of the lobby. But I think like for you, I would try to be like fundamentally sound and stay above 50, even if you're scared of being contested.
Okay.
And then if someone hits, then you just change your game plan around it, right? If someone hits Ornn 3 and someone hits Maokai 3, then just buy the Rosts and go for Rost 3, right?
Okay.
And then like you should be able to hit, and if you can hit MF3, Rost 3, Urgot 3, and get to level 8, I think you would be in a position that you could top 4, even without those like tanks 3-starred. So yeah, I guess I would just recommend that. I do think it's like scary because you don't want to lose your units, but I think it's better to be like fundamentally sound.
Yeah. You're right. Oh yeah, I roll way too much here. I don't even know what I was looking for. I don't know. I get stressed during these
I think
shots.
this one's good.
Okay.
I like I mean BT is always good with Titans, right? It's a good combo because Titans needs time to scale up and then BT gives like that chunky shield that keeps them alive. And then you can also heal back up with the extra damage from Titans and it's just a good combo
Okay.
typically. So I would just look for that. I think like Titans Edge of Night, Titans BT is kind of what I'd be looking for, those two items.
Yeah, I was like vibe rolling here. I don't know.
I mean Sterix is good. I would do Sterix plus Anomaly.
I think that's what I do. Yes.
Yeah, you do that. Okay. So I would say looking at your HP now, you're gonna lose the next fight, and then you're gonna go down to around 30. Okay, I think someone just hit Orn 3,
They did.
so that would like change my
Yeah, and I noticed
yeah.
that, and then I get very even more stressed.
I see. I mean, at this point in the game, I think like we kind of already saw like maybe it was supposed to be a different line based off the context
Yeah.
of the lobby and stuff like that.
This
So
game
there's
could have
not
been
much you
so
can.
different if I put a
It could
Master
have.
Yi.
Yes, yes, yes. And a lot of that is like just taking context clues of the lobby, and I think that's what makes TFT like interesting and fun is that like you actually have to take in like every bit of information and consider that into your line selection. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so here I would probably sell the Orns, and then I would go for like, I mean, you didn't hit Maokai's either. I think like the desperation play is actually you're just not gonna hit 3-star for a line this game, and your best game plan is to hit Diana 3, MF 3, and then level for Rost, and hope that that's enough, right?
Yeah. Note to self, don't be desperate in life or TFT.
Exactly, exactly. All right, I think here I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I have 5 copies MF, 5 copies Diana. Well, also I think one thing to point out is that like I mean I already pointed it out, but these items like you should have made items for this Diana, and then like I would have rolled for Diana 3 as well, right? You go like BT Titans plus this anomaly on Diana 3. That'd be a
Yeah.
lot better than this Fiora
Here I'm
1,
like
right?
trying to decide because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so off of everything. I'm like, do I need to be leveling at this point? But I think I do.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think you
Yeah.
want to level, but you need to hit beforehand. I would probably sack one more because I just don't think that like you're gonna be able to hit your units with this much gold.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably go down to around 20 HP, which is 2 lives.
Right.
Um, it's scary, and I think you could still buff 4 even if you hit, but like I think that's just what I would do because I don't think I could hit. And then yeah, sack one more, and I'd go for Diana 3 plus MF 3, and then level for this Rost.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll here, and then like, which feels really bad. That guy's Gen 2 is scary. I
Everyone's
mean, you should.
very scary.
Yep, looks like everyone hit their boards.
And here I am with my MF2.
Yeah, Sedge.
Even with the Fiora who's literally been healing me since stage 3. It's okay.
Yeah, only this guy hit everything. So you're gonna lose this. I think even if you had 3 stars, you'd probably lose this fight. But
Level 8 Gen 2. What's that like?
yeah. Okay, and then I would just roll here, try to hit. Oh, nice! You got some extra gold.
I did.
Okay, so this is where my alarm bells will be ringing. Like 21.
You have to
I
hit.
must hit. Like I must
Yes.
hit. Yeah, yeah. So let's roll here.
I like level for whatever
Yeah,
reason. Yeah.
yeah. I think you level, but this is really bad because you're losing 8% 3 cost odds, right?
Yeah.
So your chance of hitting MF goes a lot significantly down, and you're not going to be strong without this MF. So typically, what you would want to do is hit MF3 first and then level for the Rost.
Yeah. I was like, how do I get stronger if I'm not gonna hit? And then I was like, yeah. Oof. panic.
Yeah. No, I think in my mind I would be thinking I could hit here, especially after this like crazy because you dropped below 30 and you had the echo thing, right?
Oh yeah, true.
So you actually got a lot of gold from it. I mean, I forgot about this, but this gave you a ton of gold. I would say like rolling 60 gold here with Dupe, you could probably hit both of these, if not like get close. But yeah, this probably stunts you from getting MF3. Oh, I mean, MF wave went off.
Yeah,
Here I would roll until MF, and if I don't, oh nice.
I
Okay,
hit
you
the
just
wave,
keep
yeah.
keep rolling, keep rolling. I know. Oh, actually, you're kind of out of time. This is hard. This is hard. You need to keep rolling here because you really want to like hit one and then dupe the other.
Dupe the other, yeah.
Because like probabilistically, it's just better to do that. But I do think if you're scared on time, this is a completely fine play to do.
Yeah.
Because your biggest spike is this MF, and it's not even close to this Diana.
Still concerning
So I
because
think
I
this is
don't have a
okay.
front line. It's just like
Yeah, you weren't gonna hit three-star frontline this game,
yeah.
just because of like the context of the lobby. But I mean, you'll probably lose this fight. Yeah. Oh, nice. You end up moving the items to Diana, which I like. QSS, Anomaly, Titans, and then you Sterix. I would just Sterix some frontliner.
Oh, well.
Yeah, like I said, I just do not value these one-star
Apparently, I
class.
value her a lot.
Yeah. Okay, you probably win this fight. Just based off context clues that you go fifth this game.
Yes.
Nice.
I was quite happy with the
Okay.
fifth.
Yeah, I think fifth is good. Here I go fifth. Okay, cool.
I could have top forward though. I mean, I could have top forward literally still playing MF, but it would have been. I mean, I probably could have placed much higher if I would have just pivoted to E.
Yes, I think if you played MF, you could top four. I don't know what your placement would be with E. It depends on like so many factors that could go on, right? Like, do you hit Fiora 2? Like, what your items are, how fast you hit Yi, like
The
how many stage 4
positioning.
fights you win,
Yeah.
positioning, like so much like that. But I would say after hitting the Fiora on 3-5 or something, if you did do that roll,
Yeah.
and if you played Yi, I would probably think you could top 2 or top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
On this current patch, at least. Yeah. Any
Well,
questions?
No, that was so helpful. I also know that took like over an hour, so sorry.
I thought we could. No. That's my bad. I just sat here yapping, but I do think like I like going really in depth on these VODs at
No, this
first.
was so helpful. Like there was a lot of stuff
So
that I don't know, and like again, it's like even fundamental stuff. I know I'm not super comfortable on like this set. Like I like set 15, I had so much set knowledge that it like almost carried me to masters just because I was like constantly watching streams. So I just like knew a lot of
yeah,
stuff. So like I've been trying to focus more on just like the fundamentals of
I
TFT.
actually think
Yeah.
yes. Like even if you knew nothing about MF, I think you could top four this game strictly on fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like you'll actually watch like a lot of challenger players will first have a comp and they'll just like they could probably play it better
Yeah.
than like someone who spams a lot of games of that line just because like the fundamentals are there, right? So
Exactly. That's what I
I
want to
think
get to.
yeah, I think going over the fundamentals. I would say this is like a 3 cost fundamentals thing. But yeah, I guess if no questions, and I thought that was a good
It was a
good session.
perfect session.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
sorry we couldn't go to the second VOD.
Oh my God, no worries.